healthy planet, healthy people. That was the whole goal. My name is Colvin. I'm the founder and CEO of Bobelo. Bobelo is the first totally portable, completely healthy soda made from just a little packet of powder and a reusable bottle. You just take a bottle with ice water, put in this little packet, seal it, shake it for a second, and then 2 minutes later you have a full carbonated soda that's good for you and it's 100% sustainable. I used to be an executive in the beverage industry, and one day I was up hiking in the mountains, in the Olympic Mountains, and as I was up there kind of going to this waterfall, it's gorgeous, beautiful place, and then as I looked around I found my bottles and cans all over the place of the company that I was working for at the time. And it kind of hit me really hard that I was in an industry and I was pushing forward growth of a company that was actually detrimental to the environment. It was like, okay, this is a serious problem. I can't be in this industry. I need to figure out a better way. On top of that, when I was back at work, customers and consumers would start saying things like, hey, you know, these ingredients in your products, are they good for me? And the response was, well, they're FDA approved, or they're not bad for you. And there was never really a level of transparency, or there was nothing that let consumers know, like, what is getting put in your body? Is it actually good or bad for your body? Look at all the plastic waste on top of that. And that really forced me to make a decision if I wanted to support that type of industry. And no, so I actually left the industry to figure out a better way to give people beverages that are healthy for them, but that are also sustainable for the planet. After several years of R&D and trying to figure out how do you get the things people want, which is bubbles. Everyone loves bubbles, but flavor, and then the nutritional side of stuff. People are really trying to be more cognizant of what they're putting in their bodies. And so all those things combined is like, hey, let's figure out how to put all those in one nice little package. There was a lot of challenges to bring this to fruition. First of all, there's nothing on earth that's currently that I know of that makes full carbonation from a powder mix. There's little effervescence and the Alka-Seltzers and the vitamins and that kind of stuff, but they just effervesce a little. They're not actually carbonated, so it didn't exist. And after meeting with scientists and people around, they're like, oh, you can't really do that. So it was literally us going, well, yes, we can. We know we can. And getting a team together that was so passionate about making it happen that we made it happen in the basement of a house. The other aha we had is that to make a carbonation with a powder, you also have to have a good amount of pressure. And so we had to create a container, a unit that could contain the pressure and allow it to really mix that chemical reaction and then push up into, you know, that space. And that allows the pressure to then help the carbonation go into the liquid instead of just floating off into the air. So those two things kind of combined, they had to be put into one system to make it work. So when we went to create the bottle, it was really complicated to figure out how to control the pressure. All the original bottles that we tested it in, and like we went and bought bottles off the shelf all over the place. Two things happened. One, they either broke because the pressure is so much, because it is real carbonation, or two, they would actually get sealed shut tight and they would never open again without slicing the actual rubber gaskets with a razor blade or something like that. So we realized really quickly that there's no way to use the current things available on the market to make this product. So another problem that came up was like, well, we don't want it to have this unlimited pressure, and all of a sudden if people put a lot of packets in, it's going to blow up on someone. So we had to then figure out how to put in a pressure regulator system, and some of these problems were just things we didn't have enough experience or understanding of how to create them, not in a theoretical way, but in an actual way that can be manufactured, because they're totally different things. So we went to Ascend because we got a recommendation from someone that said they're very outside the box thinking. They really understand how to kind of look at problems and try different things in order to find solutions that work really well. So when we met with Ascend, they looked at what we were trying to do. They were really interested in what we're trying to create because it was so unique. And they went to work trying to figure out how can we control the regulation, make sure the pressure doesn't get too high. Their engineers did a really good job of creating that in conjunction with our team, that final looking vessel. The other thing that really came out to play in the engineering side was we like to use design thinking in the human experience. So like, how does it fit hand sizes? How does it fit in cup holders? How does it fit on shelves? All those little details that often are overlooked, we looked at every single aspect of a consumer journey, building that into the cup, and Ascend did a really great job of helping us think through those things, either by challenging us to think differently as we were developing it, or even helping us in how we designed it. That's probably the one thing that really stood out between Ascend and other companies we've met with, is that they're very open and they're very collaborative. Anytime I had questions or problems, they answered the phone or they answered emails really quickly. there was no challenging or pain points to work with them, which believe me, having worked with engineering companies all over the world previously, that's not the case typically. Typically you have to deal a lot with oh, there's only one guy assigned to a lot of groups, and so he only has a certain amount of time to help certain groups, and it's just a pain in the butt. So having someone that actually answers the phone and answers your emails and quickly adapts, that's another big issue, is adaptability. Some firms they can't adapt quickly enough to problems or figure out how to get things done when problems do arise. So Ascend has been really nice in being communicative, being collaborative, being open, being available, and being able to solve problems faster than what's been typical experiences I've had. Whoever watches this, this is not a paid advertisement. Ascend really is a great company to work with, and by all means, please go check out Bobelo and buy it, try it, help improve your life, help improve the planet.